What is up, everyone? Andy from wagertalk.com. I am so excited to be doing this video on the road to millions. Those of you who have been following me for quite some time know I've been doing this on my own, and I'm sure all of you have heard me talk about it. So we're pleased to announce that we're going to be doing this on the Wager Talk TV YouTube channel, and we're going to grow from there. That way, everyone can follow along with us. I'm going to do this video and explain to you what the road to millions is, how it works, and we'll give out some free resources for everyone to follow along. Shouldn't take that long, but this is the road to millions in a nutshell. And let's get right into it. What exactly is the road to millions? So the road to millions is the long-term goal of starting with $1,000 and turning it into $1 million in 5 years. And how are we going to do that? We have the weekly goal of adding 3% to our bankroll. That is our number one goal each and every week. Try and add this magic number of 3%. If we add more, fantastic. But we really want to get to this 3% number. We know we're not going to win every single week, but this is the goal. If we can add 3% to our bankroll every single week and we do not pull any money out, we will turn $1,000 into $1 million. And I will be doing all of this with my plays on wagertalk.com. We've been doing this for a little bit of time and we've seen incredible results, and I will share my bankroll with everyone here in just a minute. But this is the biggest thing, this 3% to our bankroll every week. The weekly goal is what will get us to the long-term goal. So I want to go over a couple things here. The first is this great website, the calculator site, and this is going to show you the power of compound interest here. So this website, thecalculatorsite.com, if you want to go there, you can type in all your numbers. And if we start with $1,000 here in this field, and we have the interest rate at 3%, that's our 3%, and we want to select weekly because we want to make 3% weekly. And this is over a 5-year period of time. We're not going to deposit any more money into it. And if we hit calculate, our projection for 5 years is $2.1 million. So that's even more. And the website does a fantastic job here of showing you how much money that you're going to make each month. So if we take a look at this this chart after month one, we should make about $136.65 if we are starting with $1,000. Month two, we need to make $155.33. It goes on and on and on. And I'm going to show you our spreadsheet that we use to track all of our plays. And this is going to be a free resource for everybody. Everyone can download a master copy of our spreadsheet. I'll get to that in just a second. But if you want to start with more than $1,000, let's say you want to start with $4,000, and I picked $4,000 because that is what I started with. In 5 years, we will have $8.7 million. So I recommend, at least if you want to get started, try and get up to this $1,000. There's reasons for that, but that's a nice round number. If you want to start with less, that's fine. It will just take you a little bit longer, but we can get there. So that is the calculatorsite.com. I love this website. You can mess around with numbers and plug them in as you want. So that is the calculator website. What do we have next here? The spreadsheet to track your bankroll. This is the most important free resource that we have. This is everything that you need. I've made a lot of different versions of this. Some of you have the old version, and I'm happy to announce that we have the new version of our spreadsheet, and I am going to go over that. The QR code that is up in the corner there. If you want to scan that, that will give you the download to the free spreadsheet. There's also a link in the description to it, and it is a free digital download on my profile page on wagertalk.com. So this is free to everybody, and I will show everyone what the new spreadsheet looks like here. It's just a basic Google Doc, but everyone can download this. And I'll go through just a couple of the quick steps on how to make this work for you. So say you got your spreadsheet and we say that you have this pulled up. All of these fields should be locked for you. So the very first thing that you have to do, step one, click here to watch the video on using the spreadsheet. You are already doing that. We're going to move to step two. To use the spreadsheet, click on File, then Make a Copy. So we need to do is go to File and make a copy and name this whatever you want. And now you have your own bankroll that only you uh, can operate and change. So we can move to step 3 here. And this is where we enter our starting bankroll. So enter your starting bankroll in column B, cell 2. All right. So if we go to column B here, it says enter your starting bankroll here. We already have this set up. So if you're going to start with $1,000, the spreadsheet is set up to where it will show you what your weekly goal is. That way you can keep track and see if you are hopefully ahead of pace or if we're behind pace and we see we need to make up a little ground. So if we're starting with $1,000, week 1, our bankroll should be 1,030. Week 2, our bankroll should be 1,061. Week 3, 1,093. And we have this all the way down through week 299. So if you stick with this for 299 weeks and you have $1,000, you'll have about $6 million. So where's that magic number of 1 million? What week? Week 234 is where we cross over $1 million if we make this 3% a week. So, all right, we have our starting bankroll. And if you want to change this to, let's say, you want to start with 4,000, the spreadsheet is set up to where it will adjust for you. So, whatever your starting bankroll is, go ahead and plug that number in, and you don't have to mess with anything else. Okay. Step 4, we're going to enter the starting date in column C by double clicking cell 2, and the dates will adjust. So just click on column C and cell 2. And let's say we start on June 1st, 2023. We see all the dates go 7 days out, and you have all of your dates. If you say we want to start on Christmas, you want to give yourself a little Christmas present. Now we see everything is 7 days out from December 25th. So now what we have set up is we have our week. We see what our goal is and what we want our bankroll to be at. This will give us a little guide as to how far ahead or behind we are. And we know what date correlates with this bankroll. Last step, step 5, after each week, we're going to enter our total bankroll in column D. So after 7 days, we're going to come over to column D and we're going to take all of our sports books, add them up, and what do we have? So on week 1, let's say we had a pretty decent week. Let's say we had 1,050. Now we know that we are already $20 ahead of schedule. It's very early in the process. The numbers get a lot bigger the bigger your bankroll gets, but the percentages always stay the same. Let's go to let's say week 2. Let's say we had a really good one. Let's say we made $100 that week, and now we see that we're way ahead of schedule. Week 3, let's say we gave some back, say we lost a few, and now we're down to 1105, and we can still compare this. So we're still just a little bit ahead of schedule. So column D is going to be where you manually import or input your total bankroll at the end of each week. So that is how you get started with your bankroll. And I will show you my bankroll. So this is how my bankroll looks. And I'll kind of go through where we started and where we're at right now. So we did start with $4,000. We started off huge. We happened to start on just the perfect couple weeks. So week 1, you say we had just huge winnings, and we've been doing this since February 1st of 2022. I am recording this the middle of June of 2023. So you can see if we go down here, and you can see we have all of our numbers here tracked in column D, and for the most part, we have been ahead of schedule. I will point out that not everything is rosy in the professional gambling world. So here around February, we were way ahead of schedule. And then you see here, we started to give some units back. We had a pretty rough stretch here, but we were up enough to where we had some cushion. So we were really struggling to break through this $30,000 mark. So March and April, were a little bit rough. We kept giving it back. We could not break through. And then what happened at the end of May and then in June, bang, we had some huge, huge weeks. So where do we stand right now at the time of recording this? Well, I can see we are on our 71st week. Our goal is to have $32,621 if we're on pace, and we are at 35,911. So we are a little bit ahead of pace here. So that is really, really good. So that is my bankroll. And again, if you want to use the QR code here, that is up in the corner, or if you just want to click on the link in the description, that is your own bankroll that you can keep. It is also on my player profile on wagertalk.com. So that is very, very important. The calculator site and then the bankroll. So make sure you have those when you get started here on this. So, all right, let's jump back into some of the things that are important to this. So we have our spreadsheet. We know we would need to make our 3%. And the next thing you need to do is you need to have a reset day of the week. So we need to pick a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, morning, it doesn't matter. But this is our reset day. And every week at this time, this is where we update our bankroll. And that's that column D that we talked about as to what our new bankroll total is on the spreadsheet. So this is a reset as to what our new 3% is for the week. So week one, we have $1,000, 3% of that is $30. Our goal is to make 30. Week two, 1,030 we hopefully have in there. 3% is 31. So our goal is to make $31. My reset day is Wednesday. Every Wednesday morning, I do all of our bankroll totals. I look at all the sports books that we have, add it up. And if we come back here to our total, I input that into column D. So if I'm looking at this total here, 35,911, this is the total that I want to make my 3% off of. So I would just take 35,911, and I will do this here on my phone. 35,911, multiply that times 0.03, and I get a total of $1,077.33. So that is 3% of this number right here, and that is what my goal is to try and make. If I make over it, fantastic. If we make less than that, we're going to pull back a little bit of our on our bets and our percentages that we're wagering, and we're going to take it a little bit easy because we've got some leeway here because we're ahead of schedule. So when you're looking at the reset day, it correlates to what your bankroll is going to look like. So make sure your reset day is the same day and time each week. It's very, very easy. Just pick the same time and make a habit out of it. You'll get in the habit and it'll make things a lot easier. So we'll get our reset day. So we have our bankroll set up. We have our spreadsheets set up. And then we have our reset day picked. And now we are ready to go. And I'm using this with my own picks. So you can follow along with all of my picks at wagertalk.com. I know a common question in the industry is, do you guys bet on your own bets? Absolutely. And I will walk you through the process and we will update this daily so you can see how good or bad that we're doing. Couple of things to keep in mind. The rules. I'll shorten this to 4 really important rules. One, our number one goal is 3% per week. I cannot hammer this home enough. 3%. Just keep that in the back of your mind and in the front of your mind. 3% per week. That is our goal. Number 2, don't chase losses. We're going to have bad weeks. The best way to make money is to not lose it. Once we're having a bad week, you will see us pull back hard on our percentages, especially if we've come off of a big winning streak. But when we're losing, we're going to pull back pretty hard because we want to avoid those big losing streaks. If you don't chase your losses, you're going to be doing so much better than most people in this industry. 3, no drunk betting. Boy, it's really easy to be up on a Saturday night and fire away on that late college football game or a UFC fight or something. We're not going to drunk bet. If you follow steps 2 and 3, you will save yourself so much money. I promise you. This is from personal experience. I don't know how much money I've lost over the years by chasing losses, being hammered and out at the bars and putting in bets I have no business putting in. We've eliminated all that, and I can tell you from personal experience, bankroll goes through the roof. And 4, do not pull money out of the bankroll. Think of your bankroll as an investment account, an IRA, a 401k, your retirement. You do not pull money out of it. If you do, you're just taking off months and weeks onto your end goal. You're going to leave the money in there because this is an investment account. So easy when you have a few good weeks to take some out and buy something, but you're just going to end up back at the very beginning. So do not pull money out of the bankroll. Your bankroll is sacred. You just have to leave it until we get up to a larger sum of money. It's tough when you're if you have a great week or a great month or a great 6 months and you see that really really big bankroll, but you just have to leave it in there. It is untouchable. You can't buy things with it. Just leave it in there. So follow those rules. The 3%. Don't chase losses. No drunk betting, and do not pull money out of the bankroll. I cannot stress those enough. And let's take a look at things you have to have. I've tried to narrow this down to only three of them. Multiple sports books to start. If you're starting with $1,000, I recommend three at least. If you're in a state that has all the domestics, this is easy. If you don't, you're gonna have to be patient. You're gonna have to get creative, but you're gonna need a lot of sports books as your bankroll gets bigger. So you're gonna need to start with a few different sports books, and then you're just gonna have to add as many as you can as your bankroll grows. We're not pulling money out. We're going to pull money out of one sports book and move it into another. So as this process goes on, you have to add as many bankrolls as you possibly can. Another thing, you have to have patience. Uh, Honestly, this is a pretty quick goal. If you ask any investor, they would tell you making 3% a week is crazy. They would say if you can make 10% in the stock market every year, that is an awesome year. Um, I say that's like child's play compared to what we can do. So, but you have to be patient with it. It feels like it's taking a long time, but I promise you, your bankroll will grow very very fast. So you just have to be patient with it. If we're having a great week, we're gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna keep piling on the plays. If we're on a hot streak, if we're on a losing streak, that's where we got to show our patience. We're gonna pull back, and it's okay to take a few days off if we're up. And we want to avoid the losing streak. And then the last thing we have to have the understanding that the short term goal of 3% will get us to our long term goal. You guys keep hearing me mention 3%. It's because it's so important. That is how the math adds up, and that is the number we have to get to. So if we just look at these two slides here, the rules and things you have to have, if you can practice all of these and follow these, I promise you, you're going to be ahead of 99.9% of everyone else out there, and you will see the results in your bankroll, and you'll be a much better handicapper and wagerer because of that. So, for us, the sports that we use, the sports that we handicap, NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLB. Those of you who followed us for a while know we love our UFC, golf, Formula One, soccer, and tennis. You will see us wager more on certain sports than others. This is because we know what our winning percentage is on certain sports. So the sports that we hit at a higher rate, we're going to bet more on. The sports that were closer to that magic number of 57%, we're going to be wagering a little bit less on. But you follow our plays, and if you have followed our plays, you'll understand it, and it makes sense. So you can expect a little bit of everything. That's a lot of sports that we handicap, but we are fairly low volume in most of them. We're not going to come at you with 10 UFC plays. We'll have a couple of them. Golf, I barely have more than 3, 4, or 5, even at the major. So it doesn't take a lot to get to 3% a week. You can actually do it with one bet if you want to. If you feel great about one bet, you can do it with one. But these are the sports that we follow. When you're following us, it is so important to follow the percentages that we put the plays at. I cannot stress that enough. You cannot go all in on one play just because you have a feeling that we like it a little bit more than the others. Follow the percentages. They are at certain percentages for a reason, and those are the percentages that we are betting at for our own bankroll. So all the plays that we're going to be using, they're available to everybody for the Road to Millions. That's at wagertalk.com. That link there, wt.buzz/al. That is where you can get all of my plays. You can follow me on Twitter at Bump Sports. And don't forget, if you want to download this spreadsheet that is available to everybody, you can use the QR code up there in the corner. You can use the link that is in the description. We've been doing this for quite a while, and loving how the bankroll looks. I hope all of you follow along. with us. We love nothing more than building up bankrolls and seeing money come from the books into our own accounts and to yours as well. So we will be updating this whether we win, whether we lose. We'll have full transparency, and you'll know exactly where we stand and where our bankroll stands. So I look forward to seeing you all every day, and thanks for joining us. And we will see everyone on our road to millions.